But then you look in your face and there's more hair.
What? Because it's like stayed on your... What?
It's because you've still like... you look at the sink and you're like, fuck, that's a lot of hair. But then you still got hair on your face and you're like, where's all this hair coming from? Fucking hell. Thank you very much for joining us for an episode of Film Going. One of your hosts, Andy Harrison. To my right, as always, it's the bearded, it's the law, Andy Donaldson.
Hi.
It's going to be one of those episodes.
What?
Every single week in Film Club, we invite you along to watch a film with us. We dive into some of cinema's best, fucking back here and talking it out. Andy, what have we been watching this week?
Dredd.
We've been watching Judge Dredd.
Yeah, they sound like Batman, you.
So give us the rundown. What is this film all about, in case people at home have not seen it?
Dredd is about the infamous Dredd. No, it's about...
It's been a while, all right? We haven't done an episode for a couple of weeks.
Post-apocalyptic dystopian future, which is the world of Dredd. It's a mega city one. So mega city is a place like the whole thing's nuclear waste outside the city. So inside the city,
there are bad people.
Yeah, it's run down with. Think of Gotham City, but Gotham City where it's overpopulated times 10 sort of thing, and that is mega city one essentially. And you have Dredd, who works for the judges. The judges are basically the police there, but the a bit harsher, let's say.
But he is a beacon of hope and light.
He is Dredd. It's based on a comic series, basically. Dredd is a bit of an anti-hero sort of thing, because he's just so harsh, but he's also awesome as well. And he just goes inside this apartment building that's run over by the like a little local mafia. So it's little, and it's basically the Raid, but in the future with guns.
And with a gun that Dredd can shout information at, it changes the ammo type.
Right, that's Dredd.
It's awesome.
That gun, right? So my first experience with Dredd, and I need to tell you this, is me and Alex. You know, I grew up in the GameCube. Well, grew up before the GameCube, but on the GameCube there's a game called Dredd. I think Dredd something, and it was about Judge Death, and you come out with these other judges, and you were Dredd, and it started off the game just normal. There's all these cybergoths you were like arresting, and then you find out the zombies, and you find out there's vampires, and you find out it's Judge Death like this. I think his name's Death. And it's a build-up game, and this one staple was this gun that was his pistol that would rapid fire, high-velocity rounds. He had explosion rounds, which is used in the film. He has incendiary, which is used in the film. You could just set people on fire. All these different things that this gun had, and you would do it. You'd do it, and this voice would come out, it's robotic, go incendiary like this. And it was just awesome, and to see that gun in the fucking film.
The tech is really cool. Like the whole world has really cool tech. Like he takes out that target dummy, and then there's the whole thing with like the cars of the world, and the city itself is this amalgamation of like different cities. And then obviously they had that moment where like he arrives on the bike, and the bike is like iconic Judge Dredd as well.
Yep.
And to have him roll up in this like over the top insane costume.
Yep.
But it kind of like it's campy, but it kind of works at the same time.
We love Dredd. I love Dredd.
It's really cool. And then like even if you got up with like Rob Schneider for a little bit running around.
Oh shit! Was that Rob Schneider?
Rob Schneider's the little guy who like follows him around for the whole thing. Like he arrests him at the beginning and when they're getting shot at.
You are?
Rob Schneider, the little like comedic relief guy that's with him throughout the entire film.
No. He's talking shit. What are you on about?
I wanted to have this thing going through the whole episode where I was going to like talk about Judge Dredd and let you talk about Dredd, but you broke it.
Oh, is that you're on about the Stallone film? Right, so this is not the Stallone film. This is the one with Carl Urban. Carl Urban, who doesn't take his fucking mask off.
Hang on, can we talk about the Stallone film instead?
No. Did you watch the Stallone film?
I watched them both.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, right, okay. I've seen the Stallone film. I probably won't go back because
it's awesome.
Oh.
It's stupid. It's got a really cool robot in it. It's really good. Go watch the Stallone version. All right. Anyway, Carl Urban, great. Carl Urban's so good in general, and like to have that commitment of like I'm not going to show my face on screen.
Yes, but he does the voice and everything. He does the style, the way just the camera angle goes, and he just goes like judge him like this. And then Anderson, who is obviously a pivotal figure in the Dredd franchise, and she's there, and she's like the psychic, and she's like. You think she's like a rookie, but she's not. She's actually badass. That scene where they're in like, oh yeah, you think you're in control. What about this? And that is Anderson. That is like the Anderson of the game that I played. She was just badass. She was Dredd's kind of a mate, if he has a mate, you know, sort of thing. And it's so true to what I know. I mean, I've only had a little bit of Dredd. It's so true to what I know of Dredd. And that's why I love this film. It's a great action film. It's not like perfect, but Christ, that's what I love about Dredd.
I think it's a bit grittier than your standard like
Oh,
Dredd
yeah,
interpretation. Like,
well, no, the game is like this.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it doesn't have the higher sci-fi elements.
Well,
Whereas,
no,
like,
there's one part where he goes, there's multiple parts that go, there's 6 bodies for recycle. So if people don't know, recycle is actually recycle. And what they do is they get the bodies, they recycle them to
eat recycled
nutrients.
food.
Yeah, nutrients for the people. So
There's
it's
a really
literally
good line
cannibalism.
in the 1995 Judge Dredd film where there's a robot trying to sell recycled food to people on the streets. Rob Schneider hides inside of it. It's really funny.
Fuck's sake. Right.
So, the film has this lovely sort of like sense of world to it as well. The fact that so believably, obviously, we're never going to have this like gigantic apartment block where people live and work, and like we're never going to have these individual huge towering blocks where people exist and like crime is allowed to just run rife. But it's also it lies in the perfect line between believable and unbelievable. You know, like where a good sci-fi film should always straddle that line. Give you an example. We're never really going to fly to the sun and reignite it like in Sunshine.
God, I love that film though.
But it rides the line of believability.
Yeah.
It gives you just enough in-universe reasoning as to why this stuff can happen that you can get on board with it. And the idea that there is a gigantic tower block in the middle of this one mega city
With many of these tower blocks.
with many of them, but like there's this huge space between each of them, and the like
trees.
police don't go there very frequently.
Yeah.
And that there's this like weird design element to it where a bunch of kids hang out on the side on like a half pipe, and then some sort of megalomaniac, crazy Cersei Lannister fucker can close down that tower block because of what is it?
Gleeson.
It says Domhnall Gleeson. Yeah, it says that
War mode. So if they,
war mode, in case there's a nuke that goes off,
Yeah.
they can shut down the tower block.
which is awesome, isn't it?
Very clever.
Yeah. Domhnall Gleeson is the IT guy that's a bit nervy.
Yeah,
to say the least.
great seeing his range, by the way. Because we did like About Time, where he's like a romantic sort of like lead man,
Ex Machina, which is he's a bit more of like the detective.
and those two characters are a bit similar. But then on the other end, you get his character in Star Wars,
Yes.
whose name I cannot remember.
Hooks, General Hooks.
General Hooks, and then here he's like the complete opposite.
Yeah, he's like a whimpering kind of like. Well, he's a victim, whimpering victim.
Speaking of those guys for a second, it was really funny seeing Cersei Lannister pop up, and the first thing she fucking does is stare out of a window from the top of a tower. It's like, she's got range.
Lana Headey, by the way. For the people who actually don't know the names, Lana Headey. Just to jump back to Anderson, it's Olivia Thirlby. I just want to make sure I actually say the name because I think I rate her in this.
Couple things on the practical side here, because I think the film, for the most part, looks great. There's a couple elements where it falters. I think the practical effects are fantastic. The practical design of everything is fantastic. All the practical slow motion work they do,
I
fantastic.
love that. It looks incredible.
Done by what's his name from the Slow Mo Brothers? The Slow Mo guys.
No way.
On YouTube.
What, for the YouTube lap gaffers?
Yep.
They did that?
Yep. And then, but then I think anytime there is a digital effect on screen, it suffers.
What kind of stuff? Like the chain gun thing?
Blood splatters and things are very, very dodgy.
Well, maybe that's just a thing back to the comics, but we know. One thing to jump back onto the slow-mo part, this film does the biggest con of all time. This film turns us all into believers.
What?
This film turns us all into believers.
Go on.
That song that is played, that lovely kind of atmospheric sound that is falling down, is Justin Bieber. I can't remember the name of the song. Some crappy name. It's that, like slowed down by 800 or sometimes.
Right, okay.
Yeah, but it actually really works. It's like piano, he comes in and he goes like this.
What? Whenever someone takes the slow mo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, that works.
It works so fucking well. Hence why I've become a believer.
You've always been a believer, especially when you were younger and you had that bowl cut.
I'll give you that one.
What before we move off of like effects and whatnot?
Cinematography was done by Anthony Dodmantle. So well played.
Yeah, it's a lovely looking film.
Yeah.
Lovely looking film.
Go on.
Doesn't have a giant robot. In 1995,
Fuck's sake.
they made a film
Fuck's
called
sake.
Judge Dredd that has a perfect giant robot in it.
You're a melt.
I know.
You're a fucking melt.
So, I have a question for you.
Hit me.
Don't tempt me. There's a moment in the film, right, where they've called for backup. The guys are pinned down. They've called for backup, and the two guys arrive, stand at the door for like 6 hours or something.
Yeah.
While there's knocking, being like, "Come on, open the doors."
No. They were holding the fort.
They were what?
Because they were waiting until it was war mode and said, we've got a problem here. So they were waiting there before that war mode got deactivated.
Yeah.
So they like kind of like make sure no one got in and out.
No, they were trying to get in.
No. They were holding the fort. They was there and they said, yeah, we'll hold position until you go and do that.
In the comments, let us know who's right. So then the other four fuckers turn up, right? And the other judges turn up. They walk straight in. They go upstairs.
They got let in.
And and they get told like, what is it, $1 million for him dead. Now we're going to split that 4 ways, $250,000 each.
Yep.
And then pretty quickly, Dredd assesses the situation and is like, I'm on to you. Like, you're not here to actually provide me backup.
Yep.
Do you think that moment works?
It builds to the badass that Dredd is. He can see right through that, and he is justice incarnate. So, knowing Dredd, yes. If you didn't know Dredd, I can imagine reservations.
I'm not sure, personally, because I can't quite decide if Dredd was too good at everything in this film.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
But that, again, that's Dredd. Dredd is the Terminator, but on the good side.
True, but like, in 1995, he was arrested
Fuck off.
and framed for a murder where he could no longer be a judge.
But that's what's so bad. That film does not represent Dredd in my vision of Dredd.
You shut your mouth. That's Sylvester Stallone.
It is for me. This film encapsulates what Dredd is, and that's why I love it so much. It's a great action. It's a great visualization. It's a great sounding film. It's an overall really fun film, and I was so happy watching it.
And to be serious for a second, it takes all the right elements from the Raid and adapts it and applies it in a way that isn't just stealing. It's actually adaptation and builds upon it.
Yeah,
like it doesn't.
Which is incredible. Again, a testament to the Raid, because the Raid only came out a few years before, or a couple of years before, and for that to have such influence, such short.
And you can watch the Raid, then you can watch this and feel like you've watched two separate films.
Not
like you've watched someone's different
interpretation. You can also understand
of the same plot.
Thing between them.
Yeah, and also that there was a beautiful, beautiful death that he gave Cersei Lannister at the end of this film.
Yeah, AndHeAndI.
So there is Dredd, and also Judge Dredd. You can let us know in the comments below what you thought of Judge Dredd. Don't talk about Dredd. But Andy and I are going to be back once again next week where we take a look at Vantage Point.
Done by the same director.
Same director.
Who I should have had up here. But yeah, same director. Pete someone.
So, until then.
Pete Travis. Until then, we'll see you next week.
Get watching. But go and watch Judge Dredd from 1995.
No.